सरस्वती शतनामाष्टोत्तरम् सम्पूर्णम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
As per the tradition of Auro University, we will have 2 minutes of concentration to invoke the blessings of the divine.
Respected founder, president, provost and leadership team of Auro University, faculty members, parents, student volunteers, and class of 2023. It is a rare privilege to welcome and introduce to you the chief guest of the 11th convocation, Honorable former Lieutenant Governor, a multifaceted, nationally and internationally recognized, dynamic and charismatic leader, a woman whose life and achievements have embodied the living principles inspired by Sri Aurobindo and the mother on which the university has built its foundations. Beginning in her early years as a student of Sacred Heart Senior Secondary School, Amritsar, Dr. Kiran Bedi learned to practice that principle of sincerity, satyam, nurtured and groomed by parents and grandparents who hailed from East Punjab. The living principle of aspiration, Abipsa, inspired her to shine in academics and sports. She graduated in law from Delhi University and went on to receive a doctorate from IIT Delhi. And with that same flame of aspiration burning, she gained national acclaim as a tennis champion, was voted India's most trusted woman by Asian Age, as well as one of the 10 most admired women in India. The first Indian and first woman to be appointed head of the United Nations Police and police advisor in the United Nations Department of Peace Operations. The principle of perseverance, dhriti, and progress, pragati, no doubt proved to be the fuel. Courage, viryam, was a principle that emerged strong in her professional career and personal life. Facing opposition from politicians, drug lords, gangsters, and at times colleagues and superiors, Dr. Kiran demonstrated rare courage and remained true to her beliefs, her principles, and high standards. In recognition of this ability, she received the President's Police Medal for Gallantry. As Delhi's Inspector General of Police Prisons, Delhi Commissioner of Police, Dr. Bedi made a deep impact in rehabilitation of substance users and prison reform, changing lives, systems, and influencing policies through groundbreaking programs. The principle of goodness, swasti, was amply borne out by these initiatives. The reforms she brought about earned worldwide recognition and the Raymond Magsaysay Award. India Vision Foundation and Navjyoti India Foundation are the brainchild of Dr. Kiran Bedi, based on the principles of generosity, equality, and peace. Through them, she continues to work towards change among youth, women, and other vulnerable groups, inspiring confidence, hope, and freedom from fear. Over the past 25 years, these organizations have worked on wide-ranging social issues, including crime prevention, education of street children, health care, and counseling among the vulnerable section of society. Dr. Kiran Bedi has continued to set high standards for women and youth all over India and the world. She has authored 12 books based on her incredible life experiences. Ma'am, we remain inspired and in awe of your personality, your achievements, and unique example. Dr. Kiran Bedi.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite the Honorable Founder President, Shri Hasmukh Rama Sir, Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Kiran Bedi ma'am, Honorable Provost, Professor Parimal Vyas Sir, and Dr. Kiran Singh ma'am, Director, Shri Aurobindo Integral Life Center, to please come up on dais for the release of the book Nirbhay Prashasan, authored by Dr. Kiran Bedi and translated in Gujarati by Dr. Kiran Singh, Auro University, Surat, Gujarat. Thank you. I request Dr. Kiran Bedi, former Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, to deliver her convocation address.
Let me begin by saying thank you to Dr. Priya Rajkumar, who's your head of the liberal arts, for researching me excessively. You've done an excessive homework. So now if I want to write a biography of mine, I come back to you. You write. Just as I got Kiran Singh to translate my book, Fearless Governance, into Gujarati. And I've got myself invited here. Last year when I came here, I was invited, and it was such a wonderful spiritual institution. And I just casually mentioned कि इस book को गुजराती में translate कर लो. And Kiran Singh, immediately Dr. Kiran Singh volunteered कि मैं कर सकती हूँ. मैंने सोचा ऐसे सब लोग करते कहते हैं, करेगा कौन? लेकिन करके एक साल बाद यहाँ बुला लिया कि अब तुम करो release. Kiran, this is unusual. I said this, I won't mention another university I went, and मैंने उनको भी provoke किया कि आप translate करो, वापस बुलाना चाहते हो तो फिर ट्रांसलेट करो, तो आके बुक जाके रिलीज करेंगे. उन्होंने मेरी ईमेल का जवाब भी नहीं दिया. So see, here's one experience here and another experience there. So this is where Kiran, you stood out, and I want to thank you. So you and Priya can do please now write my autobiography together. Another homework for you. मगर उसके लिए दिल्ली आना पड़ेगा. अब दिल्ली रिलीज करेंगे या आश्रम में रिलीज करेंगे पौंडीचेरी में. Friends, I want to tell you how privileged and honored. First of all, I'm very, very impressed that you are very fortunate in having your founder, President Shri Hasmukh Rama. What an honor meeting him today. इनकी वजह से मैं आज की फ्लाइट जाना था, मैंने कैंसिल कर दी. कल जाऊंगी क्योंकि मैं रात का खाना आपके साथ खाना चाहती हूँ. I want to know him more because what he's done for this country and for all of us together is again an example for each one of you. Each one of you. He is already a living example. आपको श्री अरविंदो तो दिख नहीं रहे हैं ना, लेकिन ये दिख रहे हैं ना. He is an example of living principles of whatever, because at 21 years old, I'm told he met the mother. And ये तो by chance है कि आश्रम से बाहर आ गए, ये तो आश्रम में रहने वाले थे. And he was so dedicated to the value systems and the preaching. And he got the best of highest blessings from the mother. That's what he told me at the age of 21, mother blessed him. And that's why his abundance of blessings continues. And he's not living only for himself. He's using himself for the larger good of the country and humanity. And so many dreams he has for the future. I'm so happy to see them. In fact, I've started viewing those dreams which he will come up with. Maybe take Auro University one day to US and make it a US Auro combination. Why not? So take Sri Aurobindo and Mother to the US and set up a whole memorial or spiritual retreat so that Sri Aurobindo goes all the way to the States. So friends, I want to say thank you. We all should actually stand up and thank him, because without him you would not have been here today. And without him, I would have also not been here. It's all because of him and his family and his wife right behind him. Right behind him. And you know what? I asked him, thank you. I asked him, how many children do you have? अब गुस्सा मत होना कि मैंने क्यों बता दिया. कि बता दूं कि see, his children are his brother's children. His family is his children. And he said, no, I didn't want children. I wanted to dedicate every time, every moment of my life to the causes which I wanted to was dreaming and living for. So friends, this is what it is. And I think this is a fantastic way. He says, children ke upar sari energy, you start reliving with your children. Here I wanted to live with my dreams and continue to grow and live the value systems he learned from the mother and Sri Aurobindo. So let me say, thank the registrar the most, who put up with all my cancellation of flights and timing changes. Thank you so much. Provost Professor Premal Vyas, thank you for inviting me once again. I want to say congratulations and gratitude to the entire faculty and the governing council. All of you have done an amazing work for what is visible. All the medal receivers and all of you degree holders, you are getting the rewards of your hard work. All parents sitting here, all our valued guests, including my one valued guest who's from the States, called Nikhil Shah and Ragini. Would you stand up and get recognized? They love Surat. They love Surat, and they're very well known doctors in the States, and they're from Surat. And they love Surat. They love Surat, they breathe Surat, and I was with them last year and a half ago, and they just talked about Surat and wanted a medical program for Surat. So he's taking it forward. So these are our valued guests, many other guests, fellow citizens, and my children. I have a 40-plus-year-old daughter. You're like my children. I'm also a grandmother. So I would say, my dear children. What is it that I wanted to talk to you? Has stayed with me. It kept coming back to my mind again and again, that on this very valuable day, what is it that I want to tell you? I looked at leadership concepts, which I've written a lot. But I said, no, you've read a lot about leadership. Your able, capable teachers and dedicated teachers and faculty have taught you leadership. Then what is it that I can give you? Something which you've done yourself. Well or not well, I do not know. So I thought of you, something for you, which probably has been left to you to take to educate yourself. And what is that? Is the title I held in my mind for you is Reframe How We Think About Self-Care. I am today going to talk to you about self-care. I'll tell you why. Because you've all educated yourself on books. You've worked very hard, you've invested all your energy, you've worked for degrees and medals. That will hold you in good stead. You will get great jobs, you will do exceedingly well, and you'll get qualified. But what you will forget in the process, may forget, is self-care. So that is what I wish to highlight for you today, if you would like to take home these points. Because this is what has mattered for me in my life of policing in 40 years, is self-care. Self-care, what do I mean by self-care? Number one is finding time for yourselves. One. Two, generating energy to accomplish all that you want. Generate energy, but generate how? Generate energy? Oh, where will I get energy? At work you can generate energy. You get plugs, you charge and recharge. But what about you? How would you generate energy to self-care? To my mind, the generation for self-energy is one, valuing your body. Valuing your body. Look at your body. That's the real engine. That is where you are. That's your best friend. We didn't have the body, we wouldn't have been here. Valuing your body. Do we understand that this body is a temple of God? I'll come to that a little later. So body, mind, and soul. Three things I think are real sources of energy. Your energy is not only your food, not only your energy is coming from how do you generate energy through your body, through your mind and your soul. And of course, your sources of energy are your friends. So I'm looking at self-care, which you already have. These are not your books. These are some things which you're carrying with you and living with yourselves. Your body, your mind, and your soul. What is body? Let's look at Jess Scott, what he said, what is body? The human body, he said, is the best work of art. Something which I feel we take for granted. We often take our bodies for granted. And that's what I'm making you a little conscious of. What did Bill Gates say about body? The human body is the most complex system ever created. The more we learn about it, the more appreciation we have about what a rich system it is. Did you do physiology in this Auro University? Did you understand body? Did you? Yes or no? Raise your hands. Did you study physiology and did you study body? Yes or no? That's why you now know why I'm taking. This is left to you to understand how you use your body, how you treat your body, how you value your body. And it is the most complex system. Now, you look, you clothe it, you dress it, and you look good. But inside it, is it healthy? Is it with you? Is it painless? Is it well massaged and nutritioned? Is it clean within? So let's look at this as a body. Now I'm making you conscious of these three things because these are your generators of energy as you assume the levels which your chairman, which your faculty, which your teachers expect you, and which this word, name Auro University, expects from you. So here is what Bill Gates said. Then from body to the brains. Your brains is all algorithms. What is artificial intelligence? Is nothing but a complex maze of algorithms, which is your brain, which is being tried to be copied. Do we ever understand what the brain is? Now let's look at a brainy quote. It says, the human brain is an incredible pattern machine, incredible pattern matching machine. Ever have we thought? We haven't seen our brain. But do we understand our brain, how it functions? How can we make it sharp or only akhrot? They say, what, acha, you want good brains? Eat akhrot. What is in English? What is akhrot? Walnuts. Because it looks like a brain. And it says, eat more walnuts, the brain will be good. Not enough. So friends, it is the most amazing pattern machining. That is why what's happening with all algorithms. Patterns going wrong, the artificial intelligence goes wrong. But pattern goes right, you get the right prediction. Then he says, the brain is a muscle that can move the world. What moved this world? What created these? These are brains, the ideas which have come through the brains to set up these kinds of institutions. The human, now comes from the human brain to the mind. The mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually you've been taught mindfulness here, I believe, because you've gone and meditated. See, that's where you've been taught. But let's go back a little to the brain and to the body. But before you come to if the body is at pain, you will not be able to be mindful. So healthy body also leads to the better mindfulness. The human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. The seeds are opinions, ideas, and concepts. You plant a seed, a thought, and it grows. So you are being taught to be mindful, to understand the thought processes which are growing in you. That's why mindfulness has been given. Now, what do we do with further mindfulness? I'll come to that in a bit. So the human mind is very powerful. It can create and inspire, or it can discourage and destroy. It is up to us. That's why mindfulness is integral part of integral yoga, integral part of the Auro University. Now the heart, which we take for granted. The human heart feels things the eyes cannot see and knows what the mind cannot understand. So let's address the heart. And remember, when we talk about the heart saying, Papa ko ye mat batana, kyun? Heart ki badi problem hai. So that's the time when we realize that the heart is responding, getting challenged, living, but you don't see it. But you see it pumping harder to protect probably itself. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know what happens to the heart. But this is what I've heard. Papa ko mat batana ye baat, kyunki wo bardasht nahi kar sakenge. Kya nahi bardasht kar sakenge? Unka heart. So true navigation, therefore, begins in the human heart. True navigation begins in the human heart. It's the most important map of all. And last, but after the human body, it's the hands. If you look at these hands, he says God has given us two hands. One to receive with and the other to give. Always look at your hands to receive and give, but give more, and sometimes you give with both hands. And last, out of the body is the soul, which we don't see, but when we are mindful, something speaks to us from within, and that's the soul within, or the conscience, or whatever you may call it, the God's voice. The soul, therefore, friends, is the fingerprint of God. So how do we energize them? I would say, ensure that your body remains sickness-free. Your mind gets not foggy. Your brain doesn't get tired. Your heart doesn't get stressed. And your soul doesn't get polluted. That's self-care. That is self-care. When you look after your body as a temple, don't eat anything. Don't drink anything. Don't eat more than required. Don't smoke away your body, because it's a very precious temple of God. So if you want energy, no smoking, no drinking, no overeating, no free dinners where you order full of your stomach and you can't even sleep at night. Body will have to digest it. So keep sickness away. That's self-care. Mind not foggy by mindful training. Brain not exhausted. Mindful training will keep your brain also relaxed. Heart not stressed. Mindfulness will teach you how to handle stress. And then the soul not polluted by your hands, when you don't dirty them. So to do. So what is it that I would say? What to do to keep your energy going from these mind, body, soul, hands? Is number one, friends, keep a day routine. Keep a day routine. Which means before you sleep the night before, plan your day the next day. What are your priorities and urgent priorities? Plan the day routine. Secondly, also plan the week routine. This is self-care. Rather than being rushed and pushed by somebody else, you have your plan. You have a day routine. Third, read. Reading is critical. Reading and listening. Read and listen. We all get out of the habit when we are into overworked. We forget to read. Reading is important, a part of the daily routine or the weekly routine. What do I read? Do I read Aurobindo? Do I read good quotations? Do I read the Gita? What do I read? Or read self-help books? What do I read? So read is very important. Quiet time. What is the quiet? Where you give yourself a quiet time. Minutes or hours, it's up to you. Quiet time is very important. Oh, I don't get the time. But then if you don't get the time, then that you will hit the body, you'll hit the brain, you'll hit the heart, and you'll hit the mind. And of course, your soul will get polluted. So friends, quiet time is a self-audit. It's where you scan your body, you scan your mind. That's what meditation is. When you scan the breath, which is going from the top to the bottom, and see what is happening, where's the blockade, what's going on here, and how do you choose positive thoughts, positive thinking. Most important is sleep. Your bosses, once you're employed, will use you 24 hours, will want 24 hours. Do not cheat sleep. Go and sleep. Find the time to sleep. And you must sleep with proper hours, because only then will your productivity and your mind will not be foggy. Do not cheat sleep. Youngsters are cheating a lot of sleep. That's what researchers say. Most important, avoid late nights. If you want a dinner appointment, keep for lunch, keep for breakfast, or an early dinner, but not late night dinners. Because late night dinners actually hit you in many, many other ways. It hits your family time. And family is critical for all these aspects. So go in for not late night dinners. Corporate world is all about lot late night dinners, chemic late nights. It's once in a while, it's okay. It costs you the next morning. It does, because you cannot be up again, because the body cannot take it for long. So family, remember, evening is dinner, family dinner time. Reduce your screen time. That's important. When you're home, take away your screen time a little, give yourself me time. Home communications. Many youngsters' marriages are breaking up for the reason there's no home communication. There's lack of communications. And remember, family is your strength. Without your family standing by and family your ally, you will not be able to achieve what you set out to be achieved. There'll be short-term gains, but not long-term. Look at your financial security. Do not spend before you've earned. These are things I do not know whether you got the messages out of your books or not, but these are things which I have seen what works and what does not work, but realization may come little later. So I'm trying to preempt something which you may not like, you may not understand, you may not appreciate, you may not value at the moment, but you might say, oh, when you may be 40 years old, 50 years old, oh, that old lady came from Delhi, that policewoman, she came at that time and she told us to be children and we were not children. She said, and she said this, let me try this. So maybe it might come back to you financials. Do not spend before. And number 3, start saving from your first salary itself. Some of you, I think, are already working and coming from your workplaces. Start putting aside a blind amount of this much is for my future. This is my saving. So do not spend all of it. Put aside. Get into the habit of saving now. Remain a learner. And last, not the least out of this, please do not become unplanned parents. Do not become unplanned parents. You're planning to be a parent? Fine. First find out where's the nearby school. Which school is the child going to go to? In Delhi, if you're not to a particular distance, you don't get a school. And I've seen parents going through nightmares. They are going through heartbreaks. They're going pumping. Where will our child go? That good school is only here, but the list is out. You see, yesterday in Delhi when the list came out, I got many calls from my friends. Can you help? Can you help? No. What can I help? Do not go for unplanned parenting. Look for a day boarding school. Or find out which school will it be. And number 2, do you have time? Will you have time? And who will give the time to the child? Who? If both of you are working, who will give? And even if both of you are working, are you having time? Do you have family support? Do not go for unplanned parenting. Otherwise, just be Vivekananda, be Ramaji, right? आप जैसे काम करो, खूब कमाओ, खूब सेवा करो दोनों हाथ से. जरूरी नहीं है बच्चे पैदा करने की अगर उनको पाल नहीं सकते. बच्चे पैदा करने हैं पालने के लिए, ग्रो करने के लिए, अच्छे इंसान बनाने के लिए, और सारा जीवन ले लेते हैं बच्चे. When you bring up a child, the child costs you your life. And you have two lives. You got three lives. And whose lives? Your wives, your spouses, your partners, your family. Do you know what happened in my case? My daughter, when she was born, I was on a 24-hour job. Who brought up my child? My mother. My mother's life, of the price was paid. She gave every bit of her own life to bringing up my daughter. I'm very grateful, but at that time, it was an unplanned. Why should I not have thought before, when I'm becoming a mother, that do I have the time? Or will my husband be with me to also bring up because he was living in another city? Do not be parents, but plan ahead. Times of unplanned parents have gone. You need a proper school, you need the right budget, you need the right nutrition, you need the right doctors for them, you need the right upbringing, you need the value systems, you need family support. It is not, ho gaya, ab main kya karu? But I think these are things, don't be. Finally, 6 best doctors in the world are sunlight, rest, exercise, diet, self-confidence, family and friends. Maintain them in all stages and enjoy a healthy life. That's your best doctors if you have. Friends, understand these are very valuable doctors, not vitamin D. Go to the sunshine, which means exercise, which is walking, finding the time. Many people are now doing walking meetings. Meeting? No more in the conference hall. Let's walk in the sun and have a meeting to get the vitamin D and talk and relax and clean up the brain. Friends, life, what I would say, is you're heading for a life is a do-it-yourself project. It's a do-it-yourself project. It demands huge amount of self-care. Your employers will demand the last bit of you. And you've got the skill. Give them the skill. You're worthy of it. You've been trained. Your value system is given you. But you have to, in the end of the day, go in for self-care. And if you don't do self-care, then somebody else you look for somebody else to care for you, be it in the hospital or be it elsewhere or a family, and you will have to wait for yourself, wait for help. No. Start self-care now. That's the thought which was uppermost in my mind, that I thought of addressing the, and by the way, this is a subject I've never talked about in any youth forum. This is the first time, as I research for you, that what would be valuable for you. Not leadership subject. You've been trained. Not liberal arts, you've been trained. Not Aurobindo's life, you've been trained. Not what is meditation, what is being trained. But what you will train yourself on a daily basis is self-care. And remember, life is a lifelong project. Don't understand that this is, and it is a do-it-yourself project. Don't realize this by the time you are 40. No, do it now when you're early 30s, and that you have the care, which means taking charge of yourself and taking self-responsibility. I trust I made some sense to you. Don't worry, if you don't understand what I'm saying, it may be Greek and Latin, maybe. Or maybe you can postpone it, but you will postpone it at your own peril. The more self-care you will do and balance out your time and energy, where you generate your energy, and you generate energy through body, mind, and soul. Once you take care of these things, you will be very careful, and what was the key is self-awareness. That means you are aware of your thought, you're aware of your surrounding, you're aware of the eating you're doing, you're aware of meeting you're doing, you understanding how you're spending your time, whatever. You are heightened awareness, and awareness comes by practice. Listening to yourself, watching yourself, observing yourself, taking care of yourself. So I would say my message to this convocation address is self-care. Did it make sense? I'm asking you, did it make sense? Did it make sense? I don't think so. I didn't get any response from you. No, I didn't. No, I didn't get any response. Did it make sense? Now it is. It's very, very important to let the speaker know whether the speaker's time has been worth it. And also that the speaker hasn't come without having invested into preparing for you. I prepared for days looking at what you might need, researching around to say, no, ये भी नहीं ठीक, ये भी नहीं ठीक, ये समझ आनी चाहिए इनको. अपना अपना ध्यान रखना. अपना ध्यान रखना, अपने आप को प्यार करना. और अगर कोई एम्प्लॉयर कहे कि नहीं नहीं काफ़ी हो गया, काम चाहिए, बोले काम करूँगा, लेकिन ये भी करूँगा, अपनी केयर भी करूँगा. I will take care of myself. Why? Because I love myself. I want to thank you once again for inviting me here to this university. And Kiran Singh for becoming the reason, and your university becoming the reason for translating my book into Gujarati and fulfilling a standing promise she made. I hope to be back again. I've offered to work together, offer the same book of leadership. And you are a leadership university. Kiran and I can take classes on leadership once in a while and come and teach leadership as we have practiced it in the book once in a while. Not regularly, once in a while. I've again offered to be back again. Thank you very much.